Good morning, students. This class is for class 4 social studies class, and we have already started our 4th chapter. Today you will open page number 25 and we will do the portion from extent and location. The southern plateaus extend from the south of the northern plains up to Kanyakumari in the south. Okay, they are triangular in shape. You follow in the map, see the map, there is a triangular shape. So this is the southern plateaus. Features. The southern plateaus are bordered by hilly region called Ghats on the western and eastern sides. These are called the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. In the northwest, they are bound by the Aravalli Hills, and the Rajmahal Hills are in the northeast. The region is rocky and uneven. The Narmada River divides the plateau region into two parts, the Central Highlands in the north and the Deccan Plateau in the south. The Central Highlands. The Central Highlands include the Malwa Plateau in the northwest and the Chotanagpur Plateau in the northeast. The rivers Chambal, Betwa and Son originate here and flow northeastwards and join the Ganga Yamuna. The Narmada and Tapi rivers begin in the Vidya Hills and flow westwards. In the Malwa Plateau has fine black soil. Malwa Plateau has black color soil, okay, which is good for growing cotton and oil seeds. The Chotanagpur Plateau is rich in minerals and has heavy deposits of coal, iron, mica and manganese. The Deccan Plateau. South of the Narmada and across the Satpura mountains lies the Deccan Plateau. It is bounded by the Western Ghats in the west and the Eastern Ghats in the east. The Western Ghats include Nilgiri, Annamalai and Cardamom hills. The Eastern Ghats are not continuous and comprises simple hills. The Deccan Plateau is the largest of the southern plateaus. The rivers of the southern plateaus. Most of the rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri flows eastwards into the Bay of Bengal. It is because the land of the Deccan Plateau slopes from west to east. The Narmada and Tapi are the only rivers which flows westwards in the Arabian Sea. The rivers of the south are fed by rain. They are not perennial. They have very little water in summer months. They flow much faster. Since the land is uneven, they form many waterfalls. The highest waterfall in India, Jog Falls, are found on the river Saravati in Karnataka. Dams have been built on the rivers to store water. These help in irrigation and provide electricity. The Nagarjuna Sagar Dam on the river Krishna is an example. So children, did you know Kaveri, the main river of Karnataka, is also called Dakshina Ganga. This river has been dammed near Mysore city to form the Krishnaraja Sagar Lake. Okay, now come to the importance of the plateau region. Most of the people in the plateau region are farmers. The black soil is very good for cotton and oil seeds. Groundnut, rice, sugarcane, wheat and millets are also grown here. Students, do you know what are oil seeds? Oil seeds are the seeds from which we get oil, like mustard, then coconut, groundnut, these are all oil seeds. There are thick forests in the northeastern part of plateaus and the western Ghat which provide valuable forest products. There are also large coffee, tea, pepper and rubber estates in the Nilgiri hills. This region is rich in minerals such as iron, gold, coal and mica. The Kolar gold mines in Karnataka supply almost the entire gold produced in India. So what are you waiting for? Let us go to the Kolar gold mines, isn't it? Okay, students, with this we already finished our chapter, but not the exercise. In our next class, we will do the exercise. Okay. Till then, you will read this chapter very nicely, very nice chapter. You go through it again and again, and if you find any problem or doubt anywhere in the chapter, do call me. Understood? This much for today's class. Have a good day. Bye-bye.